So the question we had was example number 2. Molly's friend Xavier has 11/8 cups of strawberries. He needs 3/4 cup of strawberries to make a batch of tarts. How many batches can he make? Draw a model to support your solution. So I'm encouraging you guys just to try doing this with math first. You draw the model to check and make sure that it makes sense. If the two agree, then guess what? You've probably done the right answer. So let's go ahead and look at the math. Now what we have is 11/8. And remember, the question that we always need to ask ourselves is how many times will the divisor go into 11/8? And what the question wants is how many groups? How many groups of that size will come out of the divisor? So my division expression is going to look like what I have to share, 11/8 divided by 3/4. But hey, this is division of fractions. I know I don't have to divide fractions. I can just rewrite it as a multiplication expression. Galvin? Keep, change, flip. I love it. So I'm going to keep my 11/8. I'm going to rewrite the division as multiplication. Then I'm taking the reciprocal of my divisor. I kept, I changed, I flipped. Now I have two options right now. I could multiply straight across and get 44 divided by 24. And then I have to divide 44 by 24. That sounds like no fun at all to me. How can I, another way of thinking about this fraction, this problem is this is really 11 times 4 over 8 times 3. Is there a factor, a shared common factor between any one of these numbers? I see I have a 4 and I have an 8. Aren't these both divisible by 2? Aren't these both divisible by 4? Yes. What is 4 divided by 4? What is 8 divided by 4? 2. Okay. So now I've just made my problem much more easy to calculate. Let me say it that way. What's 11 times 1? 11. What is 2 times 3? 6. Okay, so now I have the improper fraction. Is everyone paying attention? Is everyone writing this down, or are we talking to our peers? Little kids for lunch. Which kid makes it in first? Divisor's banging at the door. How many 6s can come out of 11? Just 1. So I write down 1. I multiply 1 times 6 is 6. 11 minus 6 is? I don't like remainders. I can write it as a fraction. My remainder goes in the numerator. Yes, that is the top, but let's use appropriate language. And then the divisor goes to okay. So we need to draw a model to support our conclusion, right? So what did I have to begin with? I had 11/8, right? How can I represent 11/8? Yes? It's going to be something more than 1, right? Because it's an improper fraction. So how many 8 or how many eighths are in the first one whole? 8. Yeah. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eighths. I still need some more. In fact, I need 3 more eighths. So over here, I need to somehow represent eighths. How many pieces do I need to split this next hole into? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I need to represent my 11/8. I have eighths total because to go from here to here is 1. How many eighths are in 1? 8. Jared's doing awesome. Now, I know that I still need to go 3 more because what is 11/8 minus 8/8. 3/8. Or I can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, now, what are we making? Tarts or something like that? Strawberry tarts. Doesn't matter, okay? How many? Now the first batch is going to use what size of group?
3.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got 8s. So what do I have to do to that 3/4? Okay, so some people are saying multiply by 2 over. Now if I multiply it by 2, that's going to do something different. That's going to change my amount. I want the same number, but in a different form. So what is 6 times 2? Pardon me, I misspoke. Yes, 6 times 2 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. And then 2 times 4 is?
8.
Okay, now to make the first batch, how many 8ths do I need?
6/3. 3, 4, 6. 6/8.
I look at the size of my group. The size of my group, my divisor. I had 4ths, I don't have 4ths. So I made it into 8ths. I do have 8ths. Now I'm in business. Now I need to count by 6/8 because that's the size of my divisor. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that's one batch. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. That's not enough to make a batch. It's only 5 out of 6. How can I write that as a fraction?
1 and 5, 6.
So I have 5/6 of a batch. I look over here. Hey, that's what I found using my math. So again, I've not going to worry about the model. I want you guys to worry about writing the division expression as an equivalent multiplication expression. Before you go doing your multiplication, end up with big numbers, look at it. See if you can simplify. If you can simplify, great. If you can't, rock it out, multiply it anyway. Then you're going to end up with a fraction. Write that fraction in simplest form. If it's improper, change it to a mixed. I end up with a mixed number, and then I make a model of what I had to share. I split it into equal size groups. In this case, 6/8 size. And then I figured out how many of those 6/8 I can pull out of what I had to share. Focus on the math first. Use the model to confirm. I think that'll probably end up helping us.